Welcome back to Search for Smiles. I'm here with a very special guest of mine, Matthew Bond. And if you notice that we are now having two cameras, he's looking at his from diagonal, I'm looking at mine diagonally. So if you don't already know, I made an announcement that I will be taking more time to edit this and taking more time to write the script and write questions down because, as you see, it's going to take a lot more time. I'm sitting here with two ring lights on, with two cameras, thinking, wow, this is actually going somewhere. So I appreciate everyone tuning in. So Matthew, I'll let you take it away and kind of give you an introduction to yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Matthew. I whole life born and raised hunting and fishing in Pennsylvania. Most of my life, I've hunted, locally, behind my house, game lands close to me. Really didn't do a lot of, public land, but I did a lot of private. But I look forward to it all year round. And then like right now, we're in the middle of October, and before we even started, I was showing Dustin here some of this one deer I just got on camera, my big deer. So, looking to maybe capitalize on that opportunity this weekend. So I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
There you go. No worries. He's been bugging me. I remember the one day, like a month ago, he's like, when am I going to get on the podcast? So this has been a long awaited thing. So the start of it all, I'm going to ask you about how did you, who introduced you to hunting? Like for me, it was my father, and then his grandpa. Like my family with hunting and being in the outdoors has a long line of history. And my dad just not my dad, he obviously tossed it down to me, but it's been thrown down to many generations. So who do you think is the start of your hunting experience or your family's hunting experience?
So like most young hunters, it all started with your dad. Your dad takes you out hunting, you're sitting there with hand-me-down clothes that are way too big.
Yeah.
Like, big baggy pants, and you're walking behind him and he's like, pick your feet up. And like, I feel like that was every young hunter. And now, that I do it so much, I get used to it. But it all started with my dad, but my dad's uncle taught him how to hunt. My mom's side of the family, they're all hunters as well. So I come from, both sides of my family, both hunted. And, we all do it together, and it's something, that family comes together on hunting. And, it's neat how it brings friends and family together for, like you can be friends with anybody with just saying you hunt, you can start stuff that will last hours, So that's something I've noticed is you can talk about hunting with some people for hours, days, years, make friendships that you never would imagine with just a simple, like, you're wearing camo, you must hunt, stuff like that.
All right. So I can really relate to you about the baggy clothes. I remember, dude, just the other time when I went hunting last week, I was still wearing these old pants that my dad used to wear, and it's like a big hole right on my thigh. And I'm like, dude, I need some new clothes, dude. So.
But they're lucky. Like, my dad has a shirt that he says, Matt, when I wear this shirt,
yeah,
something's dying tonight. Something's going to get shot, and this is my lucky shirt. And, like,
there you go.
He doesn't wear it a lot, but when he wears it, on my mind, I'm like, uh-oh. Like, this is big. It's monumental. And, I mean, if something's broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
I'm wearing, high-end stuff right now, and I usually do, but when you grow out of clothes and stuff like that, you end up just buying more higher end stuff that will last you a long time. Like, get the one and done thing.
Nah, my dad's different, man. We got the old face mask and everything.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, whatever works.
And I don't discriminate based off what you're wearing while you're hunting. Like, I buy the higher end expensive stuff because, I do it a lot.
Yeah.
I hunt probably 40 times a year between waterfowl, whitetail, small game, all of that. And, I like to just know that what I have is going to last me for not just a couple seasons and then rip or blow out or boots be bad, or I want to be comfortable. I want to be warm, and I want to make sure that what I have isn't going to, I want to make sure what I have is dependable.
Yeah.
That's my main focus for stuff. So
My question that I wrote down here for you is, what keeps you going back?
Hmm.
Because for me, I'll deep dive into my hunting a little bit. I hunted when I was little, and I'm just getting back into it. I hunted here and there, but with football and everything, I was getting recruited, and like right now we're in Connecticut, where I was playing high school, is peak football time, and just now hunting season's getting back started. So it was very hard for me. I mean, you have games Friday nights, and you have um, film and review Saturday morning. Those are the best times to go hunting. So I was never able to really go. So I just went other day. So I'm getting back into it, but I have plenty of hunting experience. Like I said, I've hunted antelope, I've hunted elk, I've hunted deer, I've hunted turkey, I've hunted many things, and I've always had a blast. Not always, sometimes it's been pain. But what is my question to you is, what keeps you going back and getting up at like 5 a.m.?
So this is a very, very good question.
I know.
There's many, many parts you can take this from. So for me is, when I wake up on an early morning to hunt and it's, I walk outside, it's 25 degrees, hard frost on the ground, cold, you know, instincts like I want to curl back up in my blankets and go back to bed, but I'm ready to go. Like I get up, I go shower and I get out there cuz there's FOMO, fear of missing out.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I've always been nervous about is like I could have been in the stand tonight. I wonder what could have walked by, what did I miss? And then plus two, if you do hunting with buddies and stuff like that, memories you make, sitting there shooting the shit with each other, like that's something that you can't replicate that. It's unmatched, It's and you get into some good conversations, wholesome conversations, and it's nice too because you get to see God's creation too sometimes that never really gets to be seen
Yeah.
by some people, like have you ever seen a sunrise 25 feet up in a tree with a really hard frost?
Hmm.
Not many people have, but
No. When you were,
we've experienced that, and it's a very mind altering experience for me. I get very thankful, and I enjoy doing it. That's
no,
why I come back.
there you go. Now, when you were mentioning the sunrise, for some reason the other day I had a weird memory of my first. So I hunted in New Mexico twice, state of New Mexico. First time I was able to kill a bull, and then the next time I went antelope hunting. And I don't know why. I don't know when this happened, but just the other day I had a memory of my first morning of the antelope hunt. It was a long hunt. It took me a while to get one because
They're hard.
you got to shoot those things far
They're not
away.
easy.
Yeah. And I just remember I was like, man, what was my favorite memory? I don't know, going to Subway with my sister and my dad, or staying in this little cabin, or actually getting the antelope when I finally did get one. I don't know. I didn't ask myself that in the moment, but I looked back and I was just thinking that first morning we like climbed this like rocky, this big rocks and stuff, and we sat, look like scoping out the area, and it was the best sunrise I've ever seen in my life. And I probably haven't thought about it in years since it happened. I mean, it just popped in my head the other day, and I think back on it, and I was thinking, and I mean, now I forget how old I was. I was probably like 15 at the time. So I'm just like, why am I up right now? Sun's coming up. I'm up, and I probably should be in bed. But my dad, my dad drug us out there, and it was the most beautiful sunrise I've ever seen in my life because it was like some clouds, but not too many scattered around. And when I think about my life now with work and the podcast and formerly playing football and having my people around me, my family, rent, and all these other stressors going on, I think back on that moment. I was just like, I was still thinking about other things, but I never realized how peaceful it
You
was in that
forget
moment.
stuff, you know.
Yes.
Like that's why like some people go through stuff and it's very traumatic, and you know when you go sit in that tree for 3 4 hours and when your life's going by real fast and days are just keep going and going and going, that 4 hours in that tree for that evening sit, you know they everything slows down. you get to sit there and realize like, wow, like this is nice. Just me out here alone, enjoying the little things like I see squirrels and chipmunks all the time when I go out. And like I remember I see one like I always found black squirrels very majestic and they're cool to look at. So whenever I see one, I'm like, oh, like black squirrel, that's awesome. And I'll be looking at through my binos and stuff like that. I'm like, this is cool. And then I'll see turkeys and like deer and stuff like that. And when I'm just waiting for that right moment, it's like everything just relaxes and you can sit there and nothing's gonna really get in your way except for weather, which usually you can predict when you're out there. But don't trust the weatherman though.
Yeah. So the episode title is Peace in the Pines, and we already kind of gotten into that a little bit with how the sunrise and just kind of being out there and relaxing. But we're gonna really start to deep dive into it now. So to start off the segment or the actual episode, I guess you could say, I wrote down a couple things here to talk about. And my first one is in nature, when you're in the outdoors, when you're hunting and stuff like that, what does peace in nature feel like to you? Like, what is the feeling that you get when you're sitting in a tree stand or looking at a sunrise or something like that?
Um, Peace in nature when I'm out there is when you're undetected by an animal like your deer coming in close and they don't know you're there and you're seeing nature at its most raw natural state, just to be able to look down and be like, this deer has no idea I'm here and I'm sitting there shitting my tree shaking like this thing's really close, like please don't smell me, don't look up at me. That's something that I really enjoy. And I think that's another thing that keeps me coming back whenever I go out. Just that excitement, that like buck fever, as they say, of, just the encounters are awesome. They're unmatched. Um, and then we said, the sunrises and stuff like that. And um, like even when you harvest something, knowing that you might be the first person or the first human interaction with this animal and
Yeah.
first human ever touched this thing ever, and then you're sitting there next to it and enjoying the moment and
The
just recollecting on the chase.
harvest. Yeah.
Yeah, like I've never been antelope hunting, I've never been elk hunting, but I can't imagine like how monumental that is to be out there in the Great Plains in New Mexico
Yeah.
and holding this animal that was once running and had no idea who you were and thought you were the biggest, scariest thing ever.
Yeah.
The big bad guy.
No, I saw something the other day about respecting he was saying with like a deer or an animal when you kill it. I don't mean to say kill. I don't know how
Harvest.
the YouTube guidelines may be strict, but when you harvest an animal and you're the first one to touch it, it's like kind of have some respect as well, though. Don't kind of just be, I wouldn't say rude, but I believe there's sometimes people when they don't take it, they take it for granted because obviously it's 2025 and we can go to the grocery store and pick up venison or meat like that, but this is how we did it back then. So I always kind of see it as a respect thing of harvesting an animal and like appreciating it, I guess you could say.
That's one of the main reasons. Like I go hunting for. There's usually three main reasons. One is to be out there in nature.
Mm-hmm.
Two is harvesting an animal, providing for my family. And three is I can sit up there and I can actually like talk with Heavenly Father and stuff like that. And just I feel like during hunting I can connect more because it's more private. You can be more, you know, no one's gonna judge you out there. And I know like as a younger adult you get judged a lot by stuff and it sucks. But when you're out there by yourself and no one's judging you, like it's raw. Like that is the most raw I feel like you can get. Straightforward, like no nothing's gonna get in your way with that.
My next thing here was how has it helped you handle stress, anxiety, or overthinking? But I guess you already kind of said that.
It's 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 the best thing. I love it. You know, it's one of the best relievers of stress. You know, the world halts, and then you go out there and you're in your own world, and then you leave that world behind at the truck or at the house or something like that, and then you're on your own. No one's gonna be in your way. You're on your time. So, and that's something too that I feel like older gentlemen, older hunters,
Yeah.
they say that.
Mm-hmm.
Like they go out there not to hunt.
Mm-hmm.
They go out there to be one with nature
Yeah.
and better themselves.
Mm-hmm. I took a test the other day. I did something for like therapy or whatever, and it was just like how your mind thinks. Like they take your test results to compare to how other people think like you. And they're like, oh, what's your age? 21. And like the age range was like 18 to 23. And I took the test and it said I was 2%. And that means only 2 out of 100 people think the way I think.
That's good.
So I tell people, I'm like, my mind is different. My mind is, you may not see a lot of people with the mind I do. And so I think of that when I took that test and I think about hunting and stuff like that. And I have an opinion on social media, which I don't like it. Obviously, I'm on it and everything to build a brand, to build myself. But it's nice to be in the woods or in the field or wherever you may be hunting or just outdoors. And like you said, there's no judgment. You're just there with yourself, with the birds and the deer and whatever's out there is out there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's actually funny that you're the 2%.
Mm-hmm.
That's very. It's different.
It's a blessing.
That's literally because people are very stereotypical nowadays. I hate to say this. Like you can look at somebody and be like, and just know a little bit about them, and you can kind of bits and piece them and how they are and how they act and what they're like personality wise.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, that 2% is, those people you can usually like they're gonna do something. You can tell they're gonna usually be a little bit more different in a good way, and they're gonna usually do different things different ways, and they'll end up usually finding their way and be somewhat successful.
It's a blessing and a curse, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because I knew I was kind of like thinking different, but when I saw it like an actual result, I was like, oh wow, I really am different, I guess, because not many people think like me. So when I'm talking to someone, or I may know more, but have experiences that some people may want to have or may not want to have, it's just they may not see with me eye to eye. They may not. It's interesting because like I take in information that some people may not be able to take in, but so that's a blessing, but it's also a curse of like, some people may not think the way I do.
Mm-hmm.
But no, continue.
No, I'm 100% with you. I do have a question for you. I am guilty of this.
Ask whatever.
So, a big thing in today's world when it comes to the hunting industry is people are all about bragging and posting their harvests.
Yeah.
And I know you just said you don't like social media, you don't care for it, but you do use it. You do have social media platforms. Do you condone people posting their harvests and stuff like that and using it as a method of showing off their catches?
I'd say it depends on the way you're posting of it. I mean, if you like, let's say there's like a Facebook group and they're like, oh, I hunted this, and people are encouraging, not like maybe to go out and hunt, but like, man, that's a nice deer, 8 point, whatever, how many points it is. But there's some people that I know that may take it to, well, I don't know personally, that I know that take it very in a different direction to the point where it's like kind of not ruining it, but like putting a bad name on hunting, I guess you could say.
Reputation gets hurt as a hunter.
Yeah.
Because of them.
Yeah, no, because not many people bring it up to me anymore, but a lot of people I know are like, oh, you hunt, that's cool and stuff like that. But there used to be times when, like, obviously when I was little and people around me weren't as knowledgeable, they were like, "Oh, that's awful" and stuff like that. And I'd be like, if they, my thing is if I hunt and obviously I do hunt and they're like, "Oh, do you hunt?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And if they ask me about, "Oh, let me see some of the things you harvested," I'd be like, "Okay, hey, look, this is elk. This is a antelope." But I'm not just gonna go around and be like, "Yo, look at this. I did to this animal." I'm like, that's not real. I know people like that in that context. They may hunt, they may not hunt, they may want to see it, they may not want to see it. Just respect people's beliefs is
Mm-hmm.
my thing. If they want to see it, they'll look it up.
So it's funny though because when I like taking pictures to remember my hunts.
Mm-hmm.
So I have an Apple phone and I can always go through and like this is my deer I harvested last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm able to look at that and be like, wow, like that was such a cool hunt. Like I was so happy that day and it was just such a nice day and like there's photos of here me in a tree with, sunset looking over, you know, actually overlooking pines and they're sticking up in the picture. You know, and I think that, you know, reminiscing on hunts and, you know, like another like bringing family into that is also another big factor that brings people together and makes people happy and brings smiles and like laughter, like sitting there just talking stories and stuff is like big part of hunting, like do you usually have a big gathering before opening day of rifle season at your house or know people that do?
Nah, I mean, I'm sure there's people I do, but nah, for us, it's just whoever. My dad will be like, "All right, who wants to hunt this year?" And it'll be me, my two sisters. Obviously, times change where we're all kind of around the country now,
Mm,
but no, it's just if you want to go out there and go sit in a tree stand. And my dad will help us if we need help.
yeah.
If so, it's a Zelensky way. We don't. I mean, I mean, I remember my grandfather who was very close to me, and there's pictures of me and him fishing. There's one of him teaching me how to shoot the BB gun, and as I said, it was all passed down from generations and generations. And my dad is he's a bigger hunter than my grandfather. I mean,
Mm,
I'm sure you've seen photos of my dad. My
yep.
dad is
He's hardcore. He's
he's
legit.
he's one of them ones, man. He's one of them ones where it's cool. I mean, I think it's I think it's cool what he does. Will I get into that moment? Probably not, because I enjoy hunting, but he's like hardcore. But you can damn well sure almost every fall I'm gonna go try and kill a deer.
Yeah, yeah. But um, but you have your hobbies. He has his hobbies, and
Oh yeah,
I think that's good for
dude,
people is to
I've
have your hobbies.
I've taken so many things from my father. My dad played college football. I played college football. My
My
dad
dad
goes
played
fishing.
hockey, and I played hockey, and your
Yeah,
dad hunted. My
I
dad hunted. You hunted. I hunted.
fishing
Same thing.
and I would say more crazy enough, the more things that we've gotten closer on lately is actually the Lord. My dad was big on it a while ago, and life got busy and he kind of drifted away from it. And then this past summer, he was asking me about things. And I was saying things that I learned from the Bible and stuff like that. And he was like, you know what, maybe you're right. So that's when I really realized that I hit an age where we help each other and I'm not just an annoying son to him.
You kind of become their best friend.
Oh, yeah. I'm his only son. He has two older daughters. He's not gonna.
Yeah. So like the connection there when you put a father son combo into things like that is huge.
Hmm.
Like right now, my dad and I are at the age where we can do anything together.
Hmm.
We're like I'm of the age to go out and go to bars and stuff like that, and I know you are too. So like being able to connect on them and do anything together like that
Hmm.
doesn't matter like what it is or but there's nothing holding you back from you guys going and doing stuff. So like just spending quality time with people doesn't matter if it's you know, going to your house to watch a football game or your parents' house to watch a football game or texting like, hey, like let's go downtown and go to a restaurant and get some supper or something like that. Just connecting with family is in general is big. Like don't forget where you came from and sticking to your roots.
Yeah. Um, one of yeah, it's probably not my biggest goal in life because obviously my biggest one right now is connecting with God. And as I said before, I am second because He is first. But a big goal in my life is to be a father. I really want to be a father. Maybe not right now. I have other things. I have other things I gotta handle. Priorities. But man, just to have a son and teach him everything is something
Yep.
that.
Yep. And I've always thought about it like when I grow up, like my dad teaching me stuff. I want to be a dad teaching my kids stuff, and I feel like same way for you, Dustin, that you want to be able to teach your kiddos how to, you know, play football.
I don't want my kids playing football. I'm not gonna lie, I don't want them to.
What?
Dude, you know the amount of hits I've taken from football?
That's fair, but I mean,
If they want to play, I'm okay. If they want to
boy.
play football, it's their decision, and I'm not going to get too much in the way. Obviously, I'm going to be like, yeah, that's my kid running the ball for a touchdown. But
Just saying.
I know, but
Well, there's plenty of like
they won't play soccer. I can tell you that much right now. Yeah,
basketball.
Oh, he can play basketball, dude.
Like some I didn't do it
Dude.
growing up, but I think wrestling would be something I'd love
I
to
don't
see my
know,
kid
man.
do.
I don't know. Like, if my wife's like 6 foot, if you're 6 foot, let me know. But like, if she's 6 foot and I'm 6 foot, and the kid's gonna have tall genetics, yeah, you're getting on the court, bud.
Yeah, but if you're a
The Los Angeles,
if you're a stubby boy,
the Lakers need a center. Let's get going.
well, that yes. See, I always believe that there are certain sportsmen for certain people.
Yeah.
Like you don't see a 6'6" guy playing football who's skinny.
Oh yeah, no.
He's playing
They're gonna get laid
basketball
out.
or
Yeah.
baseball. He's not wrestling.
Do you know what the Oklahoma drill is?
Yes.
So the Oklahoma drill is when we're running the Oklahoma drill. I'm laying down, you're laying down, and one of us has to tackle, the other one has to get through. There's a joke. It's like the Oklahoma drill is what invented basketball players. You can't take the hit, go play basketball, and that's just a joke they have in the sports then.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you said it. Like if you're 6'6", skinny, like you're not. I'm not saying you're not athletic, but man, go play some ball, man.
They don't have strong legs. They're not they don't got stumps on their legs. That's a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
But there's always a sport for somebody out there.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter if it's golf or golfing, hockey, football, baseball,
Yeah.
soccer.
Bro, I can't.
Soccer's not that bad.
Dude,
I played it.
I know, man.
I mean,
What do you learn from soccer? What life lessons do you learn from soccer?
teamwork.
Okay. Because that's something with me. Like with football, I learned so many things in life.
Yeah.
But
I mean, all team sports do teach you something.
oh yeah,
There's no
100%.
denying.
Yeah.
But I do say you can definitely tell a soccer player in a room sometimes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna comment, but I get what you mean. So with hunting, when is an example? I mean, not maybe an example, but I feel like something I learned from hunting was patience, and I feel like you can relate to that one.
Yes.
Or do you just go out there
Yes.
first morning, every morning, you just lay something down and then you're done?
Um,
Because I know people like that, dude. My sister, I mean, when she was on an elk hunt, me sitting where I am to you, apparently one walked by, like right there. I'm not that lucky. I mean, I feel like some people have luck in hunting, dude.
yeah.
I remember dude, when I was in Connecticut hunting, I was sitting up there in the tree stand freezing for like nights on end and I didn't get none.
I'm very fortunate that where I do hunt, there's a lot of deer.
Mm-hmm.
They're in high numbers. And this year I had opportunities
Uh-oh.
and I passed them. I could end a season really quick,
Mm-hmm.
or I can prolong it and keep going out,
Mm-hmm.
keep sitting and waiting and getting cold and waiting and enjoy it, you know. And I'll do it every single year now. Like last year, I really took my time and I waited for the right opportunity and I capitalized on the right opportunity on the right deer. And I was very, very pleased with my decision. And now I have a whole new perspective on it. And it's going to keep me, it's that one that like keeps coming back every single year. You know, it's like that one that got you hooked. Like now, like I said, we're in the middle of October. I'm thinking like, what's the wind going to be like this weekend? What stand should I go sit? What's the weather? You know, should I take my grunt call? Well, I always take my grunt call. Should I bring, you know, rattling answer? Should I bring, you know, doe urine? Like, what should I be doing? Is there anything I can do to help capitalize on this opportunity? And, you know, I think experience, this is just bias, just let it naturally happen. Don't try to force something.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you see one and it's a little bit out of range and you want them to come in, you know, maybe give them a little grunt call, you know, get them a little fired up. I wouldn't say it's a bad thing, but I wouldn't say it could be a good thing. But, you know, I like to just be natural, just
Yeah.
sit there and wait for it to walk by you.
I mean, with my history hunting, I'm not lucky in my opinion, but I've also killed some deer. I've killed animals and stuff like that, harvest. And first I went out with my dad, first time in a long time the other day, and I was just like, I was talking about it because I have a doe tag and I have a deer tag buck, and I told him, I'm like, if I see a doe that's like decent size, I'll harvest it. But I told him like I'm waiting on a buck. Like I'm not. I've I've harvested enough small bucks. I'm waiting on one that's like,
Worth your while.
oh yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the ones I've harvested were pretty small, so I'm waiting on one that's.
You know, that's very, very mature to say. Because there was a point in my life I was like, deer, kill it. I was blood hungry. And now the older I've got, I don't like saying that because I know it gives me a bad look. But now that I've gotten older, I'm like, let's take our time. Let's wait for one that's going to make me satisfied. Let's wait for this right opportunity. Let's not make a dumb shot at this deer and potentially wound it or, you know, make it suffer or anything like that. I want to make sure my chances of harvesting this animal are very, very high and that I'll be able to quickly and ethically put this deer out of its misery when I attempt to harvest that deer.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, Rick, oh boy, like when I was saying, when you were saying being mature, I feel like a part of it too is just getting old. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
when I was little, I mean, when you're 12 years old, when it's wintertime, do you really want to be sitting in a tree stand all night? No, you don't.
Is there Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes?
Exactly.
If so,
Is there,
we're gonna prolong that sit and we're gonna keep eating them.
oh, now I'm thinking of it, like when you're, no, when you're hunting and like you're hungry, and you're like, and you got like the pants
Mm-hmm.
on that you've been wearing since you were 5 years old, and you're like, oh, I got a 3-year-old Swiss wool in my pocket.
That's crushed. That's like crushed up, and you're like,
But
this is gonna be.
it's the only thing that's warm, and then so you just start nibbling on it.
It's like, oh, this is the best thing ever.
Oh yeah. But now when you're saying about being patient and stuff, I think age has to come into play because when you're little, you don't want to be out there all night. But now that I'm older and I kind of learn more about hunting and how much I appreciate it, I don't mind it as much, and obviously a bigger reward, man.
It's peaceful,
Yeah.
very peaceful.
So another thing that's happening, or I want to mention, is the respect for nature. When people are,
Oh boy.
you're good. When you respect for nature, what's your perspective on it? Like, when you hear nature, what do you think?
Um, so that's something that's very controversial right now. Is the younger, like quite literally our generation, a couple years younger, a couple years older, are very. They're not appreciative of the outdoors and the animal's life. And that's very upsetting to me because whenever I harvest an animal, I respect it. I don't mean any disrespect. This animal gave its life for me, and I'm going to take full advantage of respecting that life and making sure for however long I'm, working with the animal, processing it myself, even when I'm eating it, I'm treating it with the respect that I'd want to have, giving it the full proper, like, this is my deer. This is it's a blessing to have this in front of me. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for the animal for giving its life and stuff like that. Like, that's something I always take in consideration. But the younger generations, there was a video a couple years back in Pennsylvania of these guys that were rifle hunting, and they shot this deer and they only had like 2 shells, and they're sitting there like walking up on this buck, and they were like punching it and like kicking it and trying to kill it, and the deer was still alive and it was spined, it was paralyzed, and I'm like, I remember watching this video and I was infuriated. Like, there was so much wrong with that when I was watching it, and I was like, I had to like stop watching it because I was getting too worked up looking at it. But then plus two, and like that's even with fishing. Have you ever seen like videos on Instagram where someone will like slap a fish or like, here I see this, they spit in the fish's mouth and then they like, whew, they chuck it back in the water like the sidearm.
They spit in the fish's mouth.
Yeah. Yes, they do. And then they slap it, spit it in the mouth, and then they chuck it back in the water.
No, I haven't. No. I don't think I've seen. I don't think I've seen that one, Matt.
My Instagram feed must be a little.
No,
bit
no, I've
chopped.
yeah, I haven't seen that one. No.
Good. You haven't gotten that far down.
I don't know.
You haven't gotten the land down under.
All right. No, I haven't seen that.
Next question, please.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
you got something to ask? Want to know?
one more point.
All right.
There's also a reason why we mount animals, and I think for me, it's to remember and like cherish
Yeah.
their life they're giving.
Yeah.
That's just me.
I don't know. I've never thought of that actually.
Like you said, you shot an elk, right?
Yeah.
Did you mount it?
I have the antlers.
Okay. And guess when you look at those antlers, do you think about going out there and harvesting that animal?
When I look at those antlers, I feel proud of that. I stayed with something when I was at such a young age. So.
But you feel a certain way in a positive. You feel a certain way about what you did in a positive way.
Yeah, I feel like in my elk too, it's different because when I harvested my elk, we couldn't keep any of the meat because
Really?
it was like wounded and like infested and stuff like that. So it was obviously because when we went out and scoped the area the day before, and it was there, and it was kind of laying down and kind of, not right, but it seemed like okay, it's elk. And
First time seeing it, you don't think much.
yeah,
of it,
and
right?
then when I harvested it, and another story of that, it's interesting because I think of it, and people may think of it as like, oh, why would you do that? But I'm still like appreciative of it and everything. When I was looking through, because I pulled the trigger and I hit it, but it wasn't the best shot. And I see it walking. It was like walking into the water, and I'm like, I didn't do it right away. You know how sometimes you go boom boom and then reload it, and
Rack another
you
one.
go. With me, I didn't do that. I mean, I was still young at this age. This is part of that 2%, I guess. Because when I was looking at it, and it's like walking in the water, and the sun was rising behind it, and like the side of the mountain was kind of like a shadow behind it, and it was like a picture it could have been worth millions of dollars if you could take a picture with a scope.
I'd be like another piece thing,
Yeah.
like another thing that
Dude,
people never see. They'll never be able to witness that.
No,
unless
it was.
You were there.
I mean, it was. Like I said, if you took a picture of it, I'd hang it up in the wall in here somewhere. It was. So, as you said about harvesting an animal and appreciating what it's doing in the life, so I understand that aspect, especially in my case with my elk, how we couldn't take the meat because it was infected and stuff. So it was obviously sick. It was, and who knows what kind of life it was living. but it was sick. It was all
At some
rotten. And
point, it was going to suffer.
yeah, so it's like,
So you
well,
did a favor.
exactly.
I mean, granted, you're still taking a life, and they get nervous when you shoot at them. They're gonna get a little like, what
Mm-hmm.
the hell was that? Like, they're gonna get a little weary.
Mm-hmm.
But ethically speaking, you're in the right. You're in the right with it.
Mm-hmm. It's something that humans been doing since the beginning of time.
Nobody wants to suffer.
No.
That's a fact. Nothing wants to suffer. Nothing wants to be sitting
Mm-hmm.
there, you know, hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Everything wants to be healthy, homeostasis. Wants to maintain homeostasis. Big word for me.
I know. Can you spell it?
Homeostatis.
I don't know if that's right.
Look it up.
No, I'll do it in the editing. We'll see if you got it right.
Wait.
No, you don't get another chance.
Damn.
So now we're gonna
Can you spell it?
KAT. I'm out of here.
Good try.
I know. All right. So we're kind of getting into stories here and stuff like that. Failure.
I got one. Happened Saturday. Shooter buck was gonna come right under me. This is where experience and time of being in a stand and knowing how to hunt comes into play. I had this nice deer. I was walking on this logging road. It was gonna come right under me at 10 yards, and it was gonna be a chip shot. Nice, easy, close, high chance of being an ethical, clean shot. And coming up behind me, I reached for my bow, and it caught me in its peripheral, and it saw me, busted, tail up, waving goodbye. So, I mean, I was a failure there, and, I bet you've had this experience. I know I have. Most hunters have.
Oh,
Have you ever shot an animal and not found it?
yeah. I remember the one
Sucks.
time. I remember the
It
one.
sucks.
I remember here in Connecticut when I was living there with a blind behind our house. I hit one, and it was late in the season. It was cold. Storm was coming in, snowstorm. So like you need to start finding it, or it's gonna get covered. And we couldn't find it. We went back the next morning, and in the morning we were checking through the snow, and we just never found it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the only time it's happened to me. Because I'm a good shot, dude. Like I don't miss. Actually, never mind. I'll get into my antelope hunt here in a little bit. My antelope hunt was so hard.
No one's a perfect shot. People miss. That's a fact. No one's perfect.
Have you heard of Dennis, dude? Dude, he can.
Who's Dennis?
That's my father. Dude, that
I
guy.
thought it was just Mr. Selinsky.
No, that guy can. It's not. I mean, you're right. It's not
Dude,
perfect.
my dad's a great shot too.
I was about to
think
say-
it's when you get older, you're just good at all things.
Dude.
Well, you're wisdom.
No, yeah. I mean, nah. It was. It's not perfect, but it's so. We were out skeet shooting the other day. He did some like. He did like Patrick Mahomes. He went Patrick Mahomes went pull. Like no look. I'm like, all right, and I'm out there struggling. I was like, all right.
You're out here shooting all you can, trying your best.
I know.
Like biting your tongue, like
dude, it's nuts.
trying your best.
No. Well, so we both live busy lives and work and school and jobs and all this. So hunting obviously grounds us both. And have you ever able, I don't really have this because it's kind of just my father. And I have two sisters, but they're my sisters. Have you built a brotherhood with people that hunt?
Yes, I have, and I have some of my best friendships with people that hunt. Prime example was this weekend. Saturday night, got done hunting. Everybody texted me. I shot one. It wasn't a good shot. I said, "What time do you need me there? You need me to bring my light." Because we were gonna go tracking when it was dark, and this kid and I, we've known each other for years, and we don't talk a lot, but we're tight.
Yeah, I have those
And-
people.
But I text him. I'm like, I'll come and help. So we're out there. We found blood. Started tracking. Ended up jumping the deer. Ran off. Saw where it ran off. We backed out for the night. Went back the next morning. Recovered the deer. The deer was actually shot fairly well. Just deer are tough.
Yeah.
Like you said, you might have had a good shot on that deer in Connecticut,
Mm-hmm.
but guess what? They're tough. I've
Yeah.
seen deer live 36 hours with good shots.
That's
You
crazy.
know, it's luck. It's literally all luck. You just got to hit something right when your arrow or your bullet or your bolt or whatever's going through their carcass, their rib cage or whatever. If it hits something good, you know, you're gonna probably recover that deer. But like back again with this kid, like we haven't talked in a long time, and we were like brothers again, you know. Um, and then some of my best friends, we hunt and all that, and we plan hunts in advance, months, weeks in advance. We're like, this weekend we're all gonna go together, and we're gonna get ready. We're gonna go hunt. We're gonna get back. We like to cook our catch.
Mm-hmm.
Like we call it the cookout.
Mm-hmm.
And people bring sides, and we'll sit there and eat what we got, and like I said, we'll talk stories and stuff like that. And that's one of my favorite things to do. It brings all my neighbors. We hunt, and usually we'll always come together before or during hunting season. We'll come in and we'll watch college football on Saturday nights. Let's go Penn State.
Boo, dude, they're bad.
Oh boy.
They're
Hey,
not.
but can we at least agree that it's good James Franklin got fired?
Yes, we can agree on that.
Okay, we're kumbaya there. We're kumbaya.
Go blue. Go blue, baby.
Roll Tide.
All right.
I might be a Bama fan.
All right. Stop. So I'm doing something new where I pull up pictures and you're going to explain the story behind them.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know what it's going to be.
Right, row.
And then I'm going to just give you a couple quick questions that you need to answer quickly. And it's going to be, you only have like 5 seconds. And we need like a couple word answer. And then we're going to talk about fishing for a little bit. Then we're going to wrap it up, okay?
Cool.
All right. So I'm going to pull up a photo here and you got to explain the story behind it. So we were talking about spitting in a fish's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
You want to explain this photo to me? Explain the story behind it.
So that's my buddy Tyler, and that was his first Drake wood duck he ever shot. And it's funny because we used to, sometimes I do, this is going to sound crazy. There are photos of me out there, not on the internet, but there are photos of me kissing a fish. And then
Oh yeah, I do it all the time.
That's
My
kind of
dad-
like the same thing.
Oh yeah, no, I kiss fish all the time, dude. It's probably why women don't kiss me, but
Same. But that's just like a thing that we do sometimes amongst our friend group.
Yeah,
and
no.
I mean there is,
it's a cool photo. I just found it funny.
but he did end up getting that bird mounted.
Oh,
Story behind that, by the way, we're sitting there in a swamp, and I'm like Tyler, don't move. They're coming. They're gonna do it. These ducks, I think it was like a flock of 12 wood ducks. It was pretty big flock of wood ducks.
Mm-hmm.
Came in, like we're gonna do it nasty, dirty in the spread, and sure enough, he pulled up and shot that bird, and he was like, "Oh my goodness, like I can't believe it," and I'm like, it's still alive, swimming in the water. So I said, shoot it again. So he shot it again, and then we got it and stuff like that. But when we shoot pretty birds like that, we're planning to get it mounted. We take really, really good care of them. We
Mhm.
like wrap them in coats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Make sure they don't get damaged on the adventure out of the woods and stuff like that.
all right. I got another photo here. This one's pretty impressive, so I kind of want to hear the story behind this. You look younger in this, but what's the story behind this photo?
That was my whitetail I killed last year.
Oh, that's that last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that deer, that was one of those, like, what you just talked about coming back. This was one of those times where deer hunting was just good, and I kept coming back, had good interactions, never got, caught by any deer, never got busted, and I just kept going in the same spot of the woods, hunting good wind, and just we're hitting it hard on this one flat. And sure enough, like, I'm sitting there and I just filmed this button buck peeing on a scrape in front of me to mark its territory, and I sent a video to my dad, and I was like, Dad, like, you could hear it peeing on the leaves. And I'm texting him and he said, Matt, focus. And as I'm texting back, I'm like, the leaves are crunchy. I can hear anything. Sure enough, over my left shoulder along this logging road, I hear leaves and I'm like, that's a big deer. Turn around, look back. I'm like, oh, grab my bow. He was going to hit this window, come around my tree, and I was already full draw. I stopped him and I shot him, and he ran 80 yards and died. It was quick, instant death. That's in fact my best buck to date.
I was about to say, it's pretty impressive. They'll be able to see it with like editing and stuff.
Yeah,
So
I figured.
all right, quick questions. I need like 5 seconds for an answer. Okay. Morning or evening hunt?
Evening.
Bow or rifle?
Bow.
Mountains or fields?
Mountains.
Favorite time of the year to be outside?
October.
Dream.
Wait. November.
November. Dream hunt spot?
Pennsylvania elk.
Pennsylvania elk? Wow. Okay, that's crazy. Craziest thing you've seen in the woods?
Bigfoot. No, I'm just kidding. Piebald buck.
Oh wow.
It's like it's a half albino, half
Yeah.
normal deer. Really cool. Not really common.
No, they're not. So there's two kind of sets to the outdoors. There's hunting and there's fishing. Do you go fishing? I know if you do, but they don't know.
Heck yeah, I love fishing. It's what I do when I'm not hunting.
There you go. I mean, I enjoy hunting, but fishing's my thing. It's my suit.
Gannon Fishing Club, president right here. Please don't include that on the.
We got the Gannon Fishing Club president in the flesh, ladies and gentlemen.
Keep it on the DL. Hit me up if you want to join.
Bro, the Gannon Fishing Club president is in the building. All right. So.
Don't be jealous.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. I'm jealous, dude.
We're a big group.
Really?
No.
Oh.
Me and my boy, Camden Allison. Rocking that.
Cam, bro.
Just name dropped, I just realized.
You can name drop whoever. I'll name drop. Hey, guess what? All right.
Bleep stink.
So you have any fishing, like, what draws you to fishing?
I love fishing. One, because I love eating fish.
Yeah.
They're good. They're really nice. I love walleye fishing. I love perch fishing. Just the fight, and it's an unexpected thing. Like when you drop a worm under a bobber some evenings when I go just brim fishing, you never know what you're gonna pull out. I pulled largemouth, catfish, pike, muskies,
Dude,
you name it. I've caught it. Except for a sturgeon.
When I go fishing in Okeechobee, and you could do jig fishing. I don't know if you know what that is. You know what jig fishing is?
With cane poles?
Yeah, with just long poles, and you kind of just jig it in the water. You come up in
shell crackers,
tall grass and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Duckweed, is that what they call it? Duckweed, maybe. No, it's not. That's a different
the
weed.
toolies.
Pencil grass. See, I know, Dennis. You could do that, and it was also just kind of anchor on the bank of the Okeechobee Lake, and you just kind of have multiple rods sit out. You can have bobbers on them, and it's slow, and then you're trying to keep amount of times my dad was yelling at me to get more rods in the water because I was trying to get the fish off and everything. This is for crappie fishing.
I was gonna say same exact thing with crappie fishing here. You'll be sitting there, and then you hit a certain point in like the evening, and they come in one big school, and your bobbers they're dropping as fast as you can get them out, and
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. This is for you. What is your favorite kind of fish to catch?
favorite kind of fish to catch is probably, man, I've caught a lot of different fish now. Now I'm thinking of it. Wow.
Like if you said we're going fishing, what do you want to go? And I say you can go fishing for anything
Oh, that I have caught or I want to catch?
that you've already caught. Like,
Oh.
what's your favorite kind of fishing to go fish? What's your favorite kind of fish to go fishing for?
Not gonna lie, I really just like trout fishing. I enjoy it. But if I had to choose where to go fishing, dude, I want to go.
Your destination fishing?
I said this in the last episode if you watched. I want to do like big marlin fishing.
Yeah,
I want to catch a big one, dude. I want to,
that's a very doable thing.
yeah.
I wanna go to Alaska. Alaska for the salmon run. I think that'd be my dream trip
Mm-hmm.
because I got a lot of buddies that are guides up there, and they're sending pictures of these sheepfish and big natural native rainbows of Alaska, and we have steelhead out here in Erie, and our steelhead are nowhere near as majestic and pretty as these beautiful rainbow trout they have in Alaska and stuff like that. But we do have a great brown trout and brook trout fishery in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
That is something that we are very fortunate for.
Yeah.
Fun fact, do you know what our state fish is?
I feel like I heard this before. State fish.
I just said it.
Isn't it brook?
Yep, brook trout. That's our state fish.
That's what I thought. I knew it was some type of trout. I'm kind of proud of myself. I remembered that.
I knew you had it.
I
knew you
know.
had it in you.
I know. I asked my dad that, but he doesn't even know.
He's gonna answer it before you can finish saying what you're saying.
Dad, state brook. I'm okay.
Sounds about right. My dad would do the same thing.
Yeah.
Wisdom.
Age is just a number.
But the knowledge up here is unmatched.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of all I had. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about or share, or because you came in here saying you have questions and stuff you want to talk about? It doesn't have to be outdoors related. It could be about just mental or whatever you want to talk about.
So like Phil, for mentally speaking on things,
Yeah.
something that I've come to realize is when you're doing all these activities, typically you have a people do these to help escape their realities. And for people that are struggling with this kind of stuff, I think it's very important to, with mental stuff, to do an adventure into these things. And also that, uh, people that might be lost in life, on paths that aren't, that shouldn't be traveled, that maybe having a connection with the outdoors and realizing the nature that God provided for us and stuff like that, I think that could kind of redirect them into the life that they would want to have. That's just something I've always thought about was, people might need that one push in life. And like, that's something I like to do is I've always thought like, I want to take people out hunting and fishing and stuff like that. Like guiding would be cool for me, but I feel like guiding would ruin my love for the outdoors.
My dad said the same thing.
My dad said the same exact thing too.
My dad got offered a guide job and he didn't take it.
So did I. And I love introducing people to it, but I feel like if I did it every single day as a job, I would enjoy it. Like taking like my buddy shot his first deer last year. He was in the Navy and stuff like that, and he came home and I took him out hunting, and sure enough, he harvested this nice doe, and you know he came from a family that didn't hunt really. They weren't that into it, and he fished and his family fished and stuff, but um, he did that, and I was just really happy for him, and I was there for the whole thing. We did it together. I mean, I wasn't there when he shot it, but then tracking it, finding it, getting it, processing it, I did it all, and he was there. I mean, that was a big thing for me, was showing him what I got taught and me teaching it to him. I thought that was a very touching and heartwarming moment for me.
Mm, good stuff to share. You got anything else? Any questions? Any comments? Anything you want to know? Anything you want to talk about?
How's your fantasy team?
My fantasy team? Oh my lord. Here we go. Don't get me started. Last week I had Puka Nakua, Derrick Henry on the bench, and someone else was out. Debo Samuel, and I got cooked. I didn't get cooked because Devonta Smith and AJ Brown balled out, and I just wasted their two best performances because that's not going to happen again when everyone is hurt, and I still lost. So it's rough.
Well, there's still a lot of season left.
I need to like win out
Need a
there.
Hail Mary.
I need it. That's how I've made the playoffs the past couple of years. But as
That's
you
what
were
happens.
yeah, as you were saying about being in the outdoors and how it kind of escapes the reality. I agree with that 100%. I mean, I'd say you want to escape reality in a healthy way. You
Hmm.
don't want to kind of go down a bad road or a bad track with different things that don't need to be named. But when you said you like bringing people to the outdoors, and
Hmm.
that's a great thing because it's a healthy way to reflect and enjoy the life that you were given. With me, I would say is that it's crazy how I'm going to kind of be thankful and appreciative here because it's crazy now when I'm out and about. Before it was when I'm out on campus and stuff, people I may know or may know a little bit were like, "Hey, I saw your podcast," or "Hey, I saw this," and but just this past weekend was the first time someone I never knew actually recognized me through my podcast.
Hmm.
They didn't say anything to me because I'm that I'm not special.
Two
But
percent.
2%, baby, 2%. It was a girl too, so I kind of fumbled, I guess. But no, I was out at the bar and I walked by someone and as I'm walking by like this, I'm probably like here, and then she's here, and I hear as I pass past, she looks at her friends like, "Isn't that the kid with the podcast?" Probably should have taken advantage of the opportunity at hand, but I didn't.
Little head snap, like, yes, it is, sweetheart. That's all me.
No, but it's so cool hearing that people are actually acknowledging it. So, and the whole point of this is I don't want people to feel the way I felt a couple years ago. December 2023 was one of the worst moments of my life.
Freshman year.
And am I perfect still? No, absolutely not. But I'm 2% knowledgeable of the experiences. Like my therapist, my what do you call it? Person here, advisor. These people said I'd be a great mentor to young people that have had struggles. So it means a lot. So when you say you bring people to the outdoors, my thing lately has just been bringing people to the Bible. It's very just to see what it has done for me. I wanted to see it do the same for other people. I was talking to this girl at the bar the other day, and I'm talking to women. That's crazy. But we were sitting there, and she works at a church nearby, and I knew that she did, and I didn't talk to her much before. I knew of her, and I had a couple conversations with her. But I was able to talk to her about 30 minutes about. She shared a moment with her that kind of changed her life with God. I shared mine and how she now is being involved in the church and how she actually invited me to her Bible study tonight. But I'm here recording with you because bros before girls. I'm not gonna call those the other word because we respect women. But
Yes, we do.
yes, 100%. But as you said, man, just kind of escape reality. It's great to have something that makes you forget everything going around.
And that's something too that, um, as we're getting older, we're gonna start dating people and stuff like
Oh
that.
boy, here we go.
Like, um, having different um interests as people is good. You know, like that 2% thing. Damn, we're using that a lot. The 2%, and I like that because that shows that not
Dude,
everybody is perfect. Not everybody is the
it's
same.
great.
Everyone's not
The
vanilla.
thing I get it from it when I looked at the results is like, imagine 100 people and you take me and some other random person out of it. I'm That's how different it is.
Watch that other person be me. I'm not saying it is me, but I'm saying it could have been someone you're close with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so also goes into another thing is surround yourself with people you like. Surround yourself with people that you feel comfortable with, you can talk to, have moments that are wholesome and genuine, and or moments that are difficult, you know, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. All right. So anything else you want to wrap this up with?
be thankful for what you have, live every day to the fullest.
Enjoy your things, man.
Yep. And don't abuse the good things you have. That's something I try to do, and
Enjoy your things. Enjoy what you have. You never. I mean, there's days when I wake up and I don't want to go to class or anything, but it's a blessing too. And what you have a girlfriend, right?
I do have a girlfriend.
There you
Yes.
go. Happy for you. Enjoy
Yeah.
your girlfriend. Enjoy going to school. Enjoy the blessings that you have
Yeah.
around you.
I actually just got not a new job, but where I internshipped over the summer, they wanted me to come back, and I am now working there, and for the time being, and it's actually I think a blessing in disguise because there's possibilities of me getting a job
There you
there
go.
when I graduate. So I'm setting my future up, not even realizing it. So I think it's, you know, God has a plan for you, and that plan is, you never know.
Hmm.
Like like how you said you had rough times in 2023, but here you are right now using your stories to enlighten people and maybe that are in similar situations to expand and grow and, you know, try to better themselves.
100%.
And I think that's something that we should do is always help people. And if you know someone that needs help, help them.
All right, I'll wrap this up with something I wrote down. It said, "Some days peace isn't found; it's hunted. You've got to step, you've got to step away from the noise, put your phone down, and let the world slow down for you." Matt, I appreciate you joining me,
Thank you. Thank you,
and
Justin.
everyone listening, keep chasing that what makes you feel alive. Whether it's the woods, the gym, working out, whatever you need to do, find your peace and protect it. Matt, want to say anything? Last call.
Live life like you were dying.
Thank you for watching this episode of Search for Smiles. Thank you to Matt for coming in and testing this new system with
Thank you
me.
for having me.
Next episode will be a Halloween special that I have planned, so be on the lookout for that. And as I always say, I'll let praise take it away with this song, Long Day. So if you haven't listened to that song yet, go listen to it on Spotify, YouTube, wherever you can find your music. And 1 Corinthians 10:31, whether you eat, sleep, drink, do it all for the glory of God. Thank you.